Alright, hello everyone and welcome to another 3v3 fastest map on StarCraft Brood Wars Remastered. We're going to go ahead and jump into a short 10-minute game here today with an even distribution of Protoss, Terran, and Zerg. You know how much I love that. So let's see what we've got in this one. Alright, so going in, team number 1, in the top right corner we've got Shaund, the Olive Zerg. In the middle left, we've got DLSTODQUF, the pink Terran. And then across the way, in the middle right, we've got a bunch of crazy letters and numbers, the blue Protoss. So it looks like it's going to be a Zerg Terran Protoss versus Zerg Terran Protoss. You'll love to see that. All right, let's check out team number 2. Up in the top left corner, we have got John Redcorn 1129. All the way in the bottom right corner, we've got Kim Min Yu, the kind of light blue or powder blue Protoss. And then in the bottom left corner, we've got Ale Dark, the purple Zerg. All right, as we check out the purple Zerg and what he is up to early in the game, which is a hatchery first. We'll go ahead and take a look at the APM. As you see, team number 1 is absolutely on fire. This Olive player is up at about a 400 APM, and both of his partners are at almost 200 and 130 respectively. And then you look at team number 2, they're barely cracking 60 across the board, with, of course, John Redcorn down at an embarrassing 37-38. So it looks like team number 1 might be the team to look after. All right, blue and pink are sort of working together to come up with some kind of cannon and barracks-based wall off. In the meantime, this guy's getting an early factory. I'm going with the early Marines. Pink, I think, is doing some scouting here, but he doesn't need to scout me. Alright, so anywho, we'll check out Olive. Olive just getting a bunch of hatcheries up. Has a few sunken colonies just to make sure everything's alright, and then also has got gas going. Then you look down at Pink. He's getting gas and factories right away. So, and then Blue getting up this gateway. So Blue actually spent a lot of the beginning of their time just fortifying Pink, which is interesting. So maybe these guys have played together, because that seems like a very tactical move. Alright, they're going ahead and scouting and seeing what is coming their way. Purple's getting a lot of hatcheries here and is macroing up, but doesn't have anything really to defend himself at the moment. So if he gets attacked, that could be very, very bad for him. Alright, Pink in the meantime has a vulture out. He's got all these factories. Alright, so Blue is sort of parking outside of Purple now. So you're seeing a lot of strategy in terms of supporting each other's teammates. One team supporting a Terran, one team supporting a Zerg. Blue's got all this front here. There's the cybernetics core. Alright, so we're about at that 5-minute mark, so this is where we might see some of these early upgrades coming in. You see Olive getting their upgrades early on, so Olive continuing to sort of get going pretty quickly, getting more hatcheries. No one attacking, so these Zergs aren't getting punished for the early macro that they're doing. Alright, so here's Pink. Pink's going to try to seal in Purple with the tank play and the vision from the engineering bay. Alright, in the meantime, we're seeing Pink set up over here on Powder Blue. So, oh, and actually, oh no, they're just setting up support here. But he's using the Overlord to have vision to shoot over top to stop these from coming up. And then also, he's building an engineering bay while these tanks are here, so he's going to start taking out Blue. And unfortunately, everything that Blue has is right here. You could do it over here as well. So a lot of pressure, very tactically being put on. Alright, so here comes Olive with the early group of unupgraded Hydralisks. But they do have their range and speed upgrades. Alright, so Blue's trying to come in, fight Olive off. All doing a good job sort of hiding back, making sure these zealots don't do too much damage. Alright, here comes some ones with speed, though. Oh, these ones are just sitting here, though. Why aren't you attacking? Alright, he finally sends the last of his guys into attack. Oh, no, that blue is on Olive's team. Okay, so they were taking out, I think, powder blues zealots. That's what was going on. Alright, we are seeing possible storm drops here from blue. We're seeing attack from Olive. Yeah, here comes the storm drop. You know, drop's gonna be coming in somewhere. Alright, so Olive might be able to get in and just... Olive and blue are probably going to kill purple. He does get the lurkers down. I don't see any detection, so this might be a saving move. Let's see how these guys play this. Alright, so in the meantime, we're trying to keep an eye on blue and what he's doing. I think he's kind of invested in this fight down here. He's trying to move onto the production. The lurkers are moving. There's some sunkens here that are going to make a big difference. Alright, he's cleaning it up. And blue is coming in to help, but he's getting blasted away by this tank, so now he's trying to sort of change direction. In the meantime, Olive now coming up to attack me a little bit. I've been pretty untouched. I feel like I should be putting pressure on Pink with the same way that he's putting pressure on everyone else, but... Alright, so tanks are coming out. Marines are coming out. We're getting going here. Pink seems pretty secure in his spot. Purple was able to survive, but he's going to have to re-macro and get back. He's still got 53 workers, which is the second most in the game, but... Alright, so now Olive is going to switch locations. So Blue's having a really hard time sort of dealing with this pressure over here. Olive now, still at 0-0 is on the Hydralisks. Blue, powder blue at least, not working on upgrades either. So this is going to be a pretty hard hold. He's got a nice choke point, but he doesn't have a lot of units. And these Dragoons are sort of running around. Alright, looks like they're going to break him here. In the meantime, Pink getting ready for some kind of big drop here. Oh, he's dropping on me over here. So dropping inside of my base. I'm sending these Marines to try to go after these. What I really should be doing is just using the tanks to contain this. Alright, I do get one tank down. But it's probably not going to do enough. Yeah, oh man. Alright, so I do have sort of a stopping point for how far this can go. But he's doing such a good job. He's getting to top of all of these supply depots. Right here I am getting some drops. Oh, man. Got a supply blocking here soon. And then Kim Young-yoon leaves the game. Kim Min-yu leaves the game. Wow, this has just been amazing teamwork across the board. I mean, they've just absolutely punished us. All right, here, yeah, and then there comes Olive with the attack there. There's the storm taking out all my workers. And Purple's down there, but he was pretty crippled, so it's only a matter of time, I think. And I think I saw the writing on the wall and left maybe a smidge earlier than I should have. But man, oh man, what a tactical game there. Short but tactical. Wow. So there you have it there, folks. Thanks for joining me. I'll try to get maybe a few more out tonight, but we'll see. And then definitely be getting a bunch out over the next couple weeks because I'm off from work. So thank you for joining me. Enjoy your Friday and your weekend, and I'll catch you on the next replay.